Perhaps it was on a cold winter day, when color was absent from my view and I was longing for more, for life, for magic. Or maybe on a bright spring morning, when the golden sunshine, the quiet rustle of green leaves and yellow buttercups sprinkled on the meadow as far as the eye could see, when I realized that I am indeed no longer a minimalist I, for a while, strived to be. In fact, I don't think I ever truly succeeded at minimalism at all, but often pushed myself into the type of lifestyle my artistic self wouldn't fit into. Minimalism to me was all about efficiency. I lived in a busy city where the noise and the pace of living cluttered my eternally busy mind, and I thought I simply needed to remove all extras to make both life and thoughts lighter and easier. My white walls were bare bone, furniture minimal. I always moved around, never lived in one apartment for longer than a year. Therefore, I couldn't afford to accumulate anything more than necessary for my lifestyle at that time. Perhaps it's the legacy of the previous years, the childhood in which many have grown up, where spaces were full of things. Little figurines and souvenirs filled the bookshelves, travel magnets gifted by relatives and friends covered the fridge, and slightly tacky floral wallpapers were planted on the walls. In fact, many families had that beautiful tea set they never used, stored hidden away, in case we have guests or for any kind of celebration. White walls, minimal furniture, and only the essential 2 cups, 2 plates, 2 bowls were the exact opposite of that, and for a while it felt like a breath of fresh air, though never inspiring. There is no other story to this than simply coming to a realization that who I am and who I want to be no longer fits into an image of a minimal lifestyle. I strive to live simply, reuse, consume less, and be conscious of my purchases. But I am also conscious of who I am and try to stay in tune with my nature. I buy less and only the things I truly love, things that will last longer, create a space I can truly strive in. Realistically, we can't stop consuming whatsoever, but we can learn to consume differently while staying true to ourselves. There are simply so many more colors in life other than white, and to me, living in color became a joyous process. Both lifestyles have a place to be, but we shouldn't restrict ourselves to one or another simply because it's more socially acceptable or convenient that way. To some, a maximalist way of living may feel too busy and cluttered, while to others a minimalist lifestyle will be restrictive and boring. One doesn't cancel out another, it's the matter of preference or the meaning you put into it. I do live simply, but I remain a maximalist. In fact, I don't think there is much minimalism in nature. It's ever-changing, always in one way or another, quite extra. I spent my days observing it and paying attention to every tiny detail. I realized that life is incredibly beautiful, though nothing in it is permanent. I surround myself with beauty I seek, but let go of it easily as seasons change. I'm learning how to grow my own food or forage and use the gifts of nature. My own garden is mostly filled with plants I can use as herbs or food. I realized that I'm simply quite a maximalist in my mind and art, and I want life around me to reflect that. I would like to quote the composer Milton Babbitt here: "To make music as much as it can be, rather than as little as one can get away with." I simply love maximalist art and spaces, ancient forests, flower meadows, libraries, bookshops, castles, cozy English cottages with old interiors. There is so much character and detail hidden in each corner. Every tiny detail adds to the story. Every little thing, though to some seemingly random and unnecessary, has a deliberate and thoughtful placing. In the arts, maximalism, a reaction against minimalism, is an aesthetic of excess. I believe, though, that excess isn't necessarily on a polar opposite spectrum of moderation, and it isn't a definition of overconsumption. Indeed, there are so many things in life that are completely unnecessary or impractical, but frankly, we still do them because we feel they add value and meaning to our life. My home, my space, the clothes I wear, the art I create, they are all a representation of who I strive to be. Be as whimsical and dreamy as you like. Be as quiet or as loud in your expression of self. Surround yourself with beauty and meaning that fits your vision of life. Nature has so many ways of expressing herself. And who are we if not nature?